my first professional gig was when I was 5 years old. I've been acting for a really long time, but I just started film acting about 2 years ago thanks to the Savannah College of Art and Design, which you saw the logo blasted at the end because this was a student film, and all of us involved were SCAD students. Myself, Emily, Chrissy, Nikki, and Maria all graduated this June, so we are all very recent grads. So yeah, it's not my first acting job, but it is the first time that I've been able to make it my way to a film festival. So this is my first time ever.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thanks so much for being here. And I know Emily actually, and she wasn't going to be in attendance, but she was from Virginia, right, Matt? I think Emily, so you guys are kind of spread out all over.
Yeah, we are. Nikki is the only one who is a native Georgian. The rest of us are from all over the place. Chrissy is actually the one who lives the furthest away. She's originally from Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow.
Yeah, so she would have technically come the furthest. She now lives in the Atlanta area, but yeah, she would have been the one who would technically have come the furthest.
Cool. So is this your first time on the Outer Banks?
Yes, very first time here. I've driven through North Carolina before, but I've never been to the Outer Banks.
Yes, well, I'm sorry it rained today, and you're leaving in the morning, so I was like, darn it, but at least you weren't, like, in here being like, it's so sunny and beautiful out, so, and we hope to have you back again someday.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, for sure. So you just graduated. What was your major?
Performing arts. I got my master's degree,
wow.
So I can now teach, watch your kids.
Very cool. So how did you get this role, and did you enjoy this?
I really enjoyed it. It was the first horror movie that I've ever done. I actually have a background in horror, like a little bit. I used to do special effects makeup for haunted houses.
Wow.
So I'm super excited for the documentary tonight because I'm excited to see what they have to say about the industry and about how it's changed. But it's the first horror movie that I've ever been in, and the way that I ended up in it is one day Chrissy texted me because her and Emily were friends prior to this. Chrissy texted me and she was just like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? And wow. I was like, nothing. I have off from work. Why? And she was like, do you want to come be in a student film? And I was like, sure, absolutely. Why not? And then she sends me the script and I'm like, oh, this is different because the SCAD shoots a lot of like, it's either comedy or drama. There's no in between.
Right.
So this was a little bit different for a student project that I had seen, and I was like, oh, it's all female. That's also different.
Oh, wow.
See a lot of
awesome.
all male
yes.
projects in student projects. So I was really excited that it was all female. And it was a lot of fun because all four of us that are in the film are from the same master's candidacy class, and we filmed this particular film right at the end when we were about to graduate. So there was a lot of nostalgia about us getting to be all together for one last time, for one last project.
Yeah, that's definitely awesome. So do you think you're gonna stay in the Atlanta area?
My plan currently is to stay in the Atlanta area for at least 2 to 3 years before I move on to other things.
Yes, and I guess that means like LA probably.
Yeah, probably LA. I don't know. I'm originally from Connecticut, so New York may call my name, but right now the plan is that I want to do film and TV, so that would mean eventually I would go out to LA.
Yes, but you might not even have to move because the film industry is booming down there in Georgia.
Yeah, no, maybe I won't even have to move. I can just shack up and never leave. That would be great.
Yeah, for sure. It's nice weather down there. You know?
Yeah, no, nice weather all year round. I was so excited when SCAD accepted me because that meant that I would at least spend 2 years not shoveling snow.
Yes, yes.
Not my favorite workout. I prefer yoga out in the park. That's my type of thing.
For sure. So, besides acting, have you had other roles in film besides the makeup too?
Yeah, no, I've been doing a lot of indie films. Right now on the film festival circuit is another film I was in called The C-47s. It was somebody's senior thesis film directed by one of my good friends, Devin Ellery. Really funny, so if you see it at a film festival near you, I encourage you to go see it. It's something completely different than what you just saw. It's an action comedy. It's a lot of fun.
Very cool. So, about how long did it take you to film 3 minutes worth of film?
I want to say it took maybe 6-7 hours. We were there for a little while because that one shot that rotates around like in that 70s show took us a little bit of time. That's something that takes a lot of skill to pull off, and props to our crew and our cameramen, because the second that they got it, they were all like, yeah! They were super excited. And I was excited for them because, like, that's something that's really technically difficult to pull off. So the fact that you can just see it executed so flawlessly in the final product is really amazing.
Yeah, for sure. And that whole Bloody Mary thing, like, that's kind of like a real... Were you guys scared that, like, even though it was just you were filming, that something, like, might actually...
I personally am not like a tall tales person. I don't really believe in anything like that. Chrissy, however, I will out her, she does. She was so scared. For the part where we're banging on the door outside, she actually had to be in the dark. Otherwise, you would see the light from the other side of the door because of the cracks in the doorway. So she was just like, can someone come in here with me? I don't want to be alone. And so I think it was the gaffer. I'm not too sure who went into the bathroom with her, but somebody actually went in with her because she didn't want to be alone, because she was actually really scared, and she does believe in Bloody Mary.
Yeah, see, we have a lot of folklore tales around here, so
Yeah.
I'd be a bit nervous myself, so... And you, I mean, I guess you probably never got lost in the swamps out here in North Carolina.
No, never have I been lost out in the swamp. I would probably avoid that.
Yes, most people do. So thank you so much again for being here. I have just a couple of more questions from myself, and then we'll take some from the audience. But what's your favorite horror film?
Favorite horror film? That's hard because I don't actually watch a lot of them. I have really bad anxiety, so if I watch horror movies, it has to be with the lights on, like very early in the morning, so that I have enough time to calm down. But Get Out was a huge blockbuster hit, and it was completely different from anything that I think you've seen, and like, way to go, Jordan Peele, coming all the way from like left of nowhere, writing a horror movie after you'd known him as a comedian for years.
Yep.
Yeah, so that one's really great.
Awesome. Do you guys have any questions for Melissa?
I don't bite unless you ask. Yes, hi.
This may be more for the director, but in the poker scene, why were they playing with candy?
Why were we playing with... That was for us to eat. We had like snacks around. It was supposed to be like, oh, girls' night.
Okay.
We all like... I probably gained 5 pounds just eating the food because we were all addicted to like the popcorn, and I couldn't stop eating it.
Nice, interesting. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Hi.
So, in making of the movie, did you all go through a whole series of, folklore or legend ideas, or just this was the one you had from the very beginning?
I think this is the one that she had from the very beginning. I wouldn't know 100% because I get a text and I show up the next day, and this is, what I'm reading is that it's Bloody Mary. I think that this is like a very stereotypical thing that you would do like on a girls' night or at a sleepover, is like dare each other to do things. So I think this one was the most, I would say, probably easily accessible, or at least the most believable one if you're going to have 4 women who are supposed to be friends at a sleepover.
Yes.
I got one follow-up.
Part 2?
Is that true that girls do like to dare each other to do things?
Absolutely.
You haven't heard those stories about the sleepovers?
Yeah, no, the sleepovers when we're all together, like either it can be very chill or it can get a little bit crazy and we're just like, oh, you do this, you do that. Well, if you think you're so hot, baby, like things like that.
I guess it's different for the guys, maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's different for guys where they just all, I don't know, drink a beer and play video games.
I guess they probably don't have sleepovers. They have pass outs or I don't know.
I don't know what goes on there.
Any other questions for our yes?
Do you have any upcoming projects?
Do I have any upcoming projects? Well, like I said, C-47s is on the film circuit right now. That would be the other most recent one that I've done. But I'm actually writing a lot right now. I'm a writer and director as well, and I have a whopping 5 scripts going at once right now because I ping pong back and forth between different ideas. So hopefully we'll see that soon. And myself, Devin, who directed C-47s, and a couple of our other friends from SCAD who are currently in the Atlanta area are writing sketches and are hopefully going to launch a sketch comedy thing on YouTube very soon.
Cool. Anybody else? Well, I'm sure if you come up with more questions, Melissa's
I will be around.
Yes, she's going to be out there on the orange carpet. Thank you so much for coming.